Hey everyone, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to Little Mountain Ranch. I'm really happy to have you here with me today. Right now, we are going to head down to the chicken coop and bring these greens down to them. Ugh. We are in the middle of winter and being able to bring some greens down to my chickens feels fantastic. So this is a tray of microgreens that I started, when was that? I don't even know. A little over a week ago, and we have cut off everything that we want off of them. And because these are peas, I'm not sure if you can see this, these were the first ones right on this side that I cut off, and you can see how much they've grown. This was the second batch that we cut off, and these were used for ourselves for salad and sandwiches. And then I let them grow up a little bit. So there is some fresh new green growth on there for the chickens as well. And also you can see here that the peas, you can actually see the seeds on the top of the soil, and that's because I didn't bury them. I just put them on the top of the soil, covered them with a tray, another tray full of soil. So it had a little bit of weight to it. And then once they germinated, I took them off. So I'm going to put this whole tray down there and let the chickens just go at it. They will likely dig through all the soil and get all the roots too. The other thing that we need to do while we're out here, there's a couple of things actually. We are going to get our driveway plowed. We are going to set up some trail cams in a couple of areas that we have seen some wildlife activity. And we also have to deworm our cattle. But first, let's give these chickens some greens. Hi guys. Please do not forget to remind me that I have an egg in my pocket. Dan is just coming down with the tractor to feed the cows, and they see the hay coming. So they're mooing away. We're actually going to be using a pour-on dewormer, delouser on our cows today. And the reason for that is because a couple of our cows got out into our neighbor's pen about a week ago, and our neighbors let us know yesterday that their cows have lice, and they're actually doing a big deworm on them right now. So because our cows were in with their herd, we know they've been exposed, so we're just going to try to get ahead of any potential issues. Hi, old girl. This is our old horse. This is Ivy. She's 26 this year. Is it? She is cute. She's got some...
I got you already.
Yeah, you're done. You're already done. Everybody else here is pretty much done except for her. And of course, she's the one who was actually out with the other herd, so we have to get her. What you do with a pour-on is you pour from right here, right down their spine to their tail. Good girl. This is Poppy, right here, our Holstein. And beside her is Ember. She's our Jersey milk cow. This is our bull, a Jersey bull, and his name's Wesley. And then over there is Fireweed. This little guy here is Frederick, and we got him from a dairy in the spring, and he was a bottle calf. Super friendly. And then over here, this is a steer. This is a Jersey steer. And where is that little black calf? The little black calf is actually Ember's calf. Where did she go? The little feisty one. Aha, there she is, right there. So we still need to get in and get some dewormer on her. Really excited to see what kind of animals we can spot with these trail cams that we're going to put up. We have lots and lots of wildlife in this area, but we don't get a chance to see it that much because the wildlife doesn't really encroach upon the farm that much, especially not during the hours that we're out and about. It's going to be fun to see what goes on when we're not around. Now we're going to go get the plow truck. We had about 2 inches of snow last night, but because it's so warm, pardon me? Because it's so warm right now, it is really, really slippery, so we want to get that couple of inches of snow off the driveway. And while we're doing that, we'll set up our trail cams. Okay, wonder if I crushed that egg in my pocket. Ooh, I didn't. Good. I have to go up to the house and get some gloves. I forgot to bring gloves down with me and my hands are freezing now. Drop the egg off while I'm up there. I have the easiest dinner in the world. We're gonna have BLTs for dinner tonight. We were supposed to have it for lunch, but ended up having to make an impromptu trip to town. And it was right around lunchtime, so we ended up getting some lunch in town. But I have all the stuff for the BLTs, so we're gonna make those. Oh, I'm excited to show you guys the grow room. We got the hooks for the lights. I really, really like them. There's a couple modifications we had to make to them, but I'm looking forward to showing you those too. Okay, where did I put those cameras? Whoops. Much better, much better. My little one's gonna come with us. Come on, honey. Do you wanna help us pick where we're gonna put the cameras? Okay. Go. Look at that. Can you see the tracks over there? So we're going to set the camera up so hopefully we can spot some wildlife coming down to the creek.
Wait, do bunnies come here and drink? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Whoops. Be careful. Don't want that to fall down into the creek.
There it opens up.
Okay.
You just turn around and it's got all these settings for video or how long of a shot to take. I don't think it'd be too busy up there.
No, probably not. Easy peasy. The one question we have about this is whether the running water is going to trigger the camera. So I guess we'll find out. Dan's gonna go set up the rest of the cameras, and if we catch any cool footage, I'll make sure that I share it with you. Bang off the feet. Okay, like I said, we're gonna have BLTs for dinner tonight, which is about the easiest thing ever. I have my tomatoes and my lettuce all ready. I'm gonna get my bacon cooking up, and then, pardon me, bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches. This is a fruit cobbler that one of my children made earlier today. Doesn't that look good? It smells really good too. We are gonna have that with breakfast tomorrow morning, probably with some yogurt. I am going to be trying my hand at a recipe, one of my mom's recipes that I have not made before. It's called almond puff, and it was my absolute favorite dessert when I was a child, and it just came to my memory the other day when my mom and I were talking about family recipes, and she happened to still have the recipe. So I am gonna give this a try. Preheat our oven to 350 degrees. We need half a cup of butter and 1 cup of flour. When I put that cart together that I bought, that stainless steel cart that I bought for the grow room downstairs, I actually put it together here in the kitchen, and then I set it up here just to kind of get a visual of what it would be like if I had a little cart that I could wheel around the kitchen here. But one of the things that you guys don't see is that most of the time my kitchen has multiple people in it, and it's a constant flow in and out. And when I put the cart here, it took up so much space. I think it looks a little bit bigger than it is on the camera, but it's not a lot of space. And if you put 2 or 3 people in here, as soon as we added the cart, it was just way too squishy. So as much as it would be nice to have a little bit more counter space right there, it's just not practical for our situation. So 1 cup Was it 1 cup or 1/2 of a cup? Actually, I have a feeling it was a 1/2 a cup, wasn't it? Oh, 1/2 of the butter. Whoops. Okay, so we need 1 cup total butter, but only 1/2 a cup in here. So we need 1/2 a cup of that, 1 cup of flour. Okay, so it says that I just need to mix this together until it is coarse. Okay, 2 tablespoons of cold water sprinkled over the top. Okay, we have our ball of dough now. Divide it into 2 relatively evenly sized pieces. It's called almond puff. The first memory I have is being in the kitchen when my mom was making this, and I was just little and I could just peek over the top of the counter, and I remember her making this and the way it tasted. So it's called almond puff. I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but we'll see. I am sure making a mess anyway. Okay, question. The only part I'm not clear on is what okay, so I have the 2 strips, like, you know, rolled out on the pan, but I don't know what I'm do I fold it in half? So like I push it down, like I kind of push it around the edge so that there's no gap. Now your instructions make perfect sense. It was my brain that wasn't making sense. Okay, got it. Okay, bye. Thanks. Okay, I had to call my mom because I wasn't understanding, and it was my lack of understanding, not her lack of well-written instructions. So I need to actually focus for this part though, because it's kind of time sensitive. So this is boiling. Remove it from heat. This is butter and water. So I'm going to move that from the heat. I'm going to add a teaspoon of almond extract. A little bit more than a teaspoon, shall we? There we go. And then I'm going to add a cup, and you guys cannot see what I'm doing. Oh, I love the smell of almond extract so much. Then I add a cup of flour. Mix this. This will form forming a ball like so. Small, teensy-tiny little problem. I just reached into my egg basket to get eggs, of which I were sure there were some because there were this morning, but I forgot about the cobbler over there, which required eggs, and so I only had the 1 egg that I brought up from the chicken coop. So I'm really hopeful. One of the kids just ran down to see if they could find one in some of the hay around the barn, because sometimes the chickens lay there. I'm just really hoping that they can find, I need 2 for this recipe. Fingers crossed. I have a question for you. What time do you guys generally eat dinner? Our dinner time is kind of between 5 and 6 o'clock, and I always grew up with that being the dinner hour. And back when I was a kid, it was kind of a rule that we didn't make phone calls, you know, during the dinner hour between 5 and 6. And but I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she said that where she lives, which is in Idaho, they have dinner generally kind of between 6 and 7, 7:30 even. And I thought that was really interesting. And she said everyone in her area eats dinner around that time. We had someone come stay with us from France a couple years ago, and they ate dinner in her family and all of her neighbors around 7:30, 8 p.m., which seems really, really late to me. So I'm just really curious, first off, where are you from in the world, and what time of day do you eat dinner? We're going to be processing pigs tomorrow. So tomorrow is our big butcher day. We normally butcher our pigs in October, November, kind of in that time period in late fall, early winter. But this year it has just been absolutely crazy busy for us, and we're finally just getting to it now. But I'm very excited to make bacon. I love making bacon, and I just love the flavor of homemade bacon. It's so good. So, turns out there are no eggs to be found anywhere, which is not a huge surprise since we're in the dead of winter, which means that this is going to have to be what it is. That's just sometimes the way it goes, isn't it? She gave me the name of the kind of pastry this is, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. She said it's really important that it seals well around the edge, otherwise the two layers will separate.
Do you have the tops for it? Do you have the tops for it?
It doesn't have a top. I know, that's what I thought too when I was talking to Nana about it. I said, but what do I do? Do I make more pastry to go on top? And she said, nope, this is actually the topping. All right, now we bake this in the oven for just about an hour. Wish me luck. I am going to do a quick tidy up here, and then we will get into assembling these sandwiches. So far, an update on that water that we bought, the little fountain water, I'll show you in just a second. The kittens love it, which is great. And the cat litter seems to be working okay. What I'm doing, pardon me? Yeah, they're drinking out of it, yeah. I'm working on migrating. You can see the litter box right there. I obviously don't want to have a litter box in my kitchen, but I started with in the living room where the kittens were, and then I've slowly been moving it this way, and I'm going to be moving it all the way down until it is downstairs. But the litter box is working great with that door on it. I love it. It does really trap the smell in, and so far that cat litter, the paper cat litter that I'm trying out, is working really well, although I had so many people, that is not the right knife, so many people recommend using wood pellets for cat litter. So I'm definitely going to try that, because that is significantly less expensive than cat litter is right now. Like pet food, cat litter is ridiculously expensive. Those kittens have brought so much joy and so many smiles to our family. They're just the sweetest kittens. They're so affectionate. Okay, I think I'm going to need several more tomatoes. Hey, honey, could you grab me a couple of tomatoes from over there? So what else should we have with these? I feel like this isn't going to be quite filling enough.
Goods. Like carrots.
A bunch of canned veggies? Okay, let's do that too. We'll do like a bunch of pickles and things.
How about a chicken? So I'm probably just gonna lay it back for like a long time. Tomorrow. I'm so glad tomorrow.
Oh, there isn't? Okay. But whatever there is, just grab.
I'm so glad tomorrow's Saturday.
We're gonna do some pickled carrots. My house is getting very loud. These ones are cucumbers, onions, and cauliflower. And then we also have some beets. This was a complete and total fail. So apparently the eggs are a really essential part of puff pastry. It's not much puffy about that. So this is supposed to have a little bit of a glaze on it. So I am going to make a little glaze for it right now. And I think it's probably gonna taste fine, even though it's not at all like it's supposed to be. So I will try again tomorrow when we actually have enough eggs. Okay.
I did the last night, so I'm on time. Are you filming?
And yep. You guys can just leave that at the table. I'm just going to be a few minutes. I'll give you guys a slice of this and we'll see. I think the flavor will be good.
So that means you're...
This is just icing sugar, almond extract, and a little bit of milk. It looks kind of right on the inside. Can you see that? But when it is made properly with the right amount of eggs, it poofs up quite a bit and it's like flaky and delicious. The flavor of this is still really good though. Let's take a little walk down to the grow room. So these are the hooks, super fantastic. The only thing that we ended up having to do is that these had a hook like this down here, which made these too low. So we just took it off and tied the cord right up to it. I'll see if I can do this with one hand, but you can see right here, there's a little button and you just push this up, whoops. And if I had two hands, that wouldn't have happened. And then you can lower these down. And if you want to raise them up, you just pull. Super handy. Lettuce is looking fabulous. My little tomatoes have settled in after being potted up the other day. Lots of people commented on how radish tops are actually really good. So I am not a fan of radishes. I only like radishes if they are cooked in the oven, like roasted. I don't like them raw. I don't like the peppery flavor. So radish tops are not something that I am crazy about, and neither are any of my kids. I should have brought these out earlier actually to the chickens when we went out and brought them out the pea shoots, but that's okay. I'll bring them out tomorrow. This is our new tray of lettuce. And the plan is, now that all of these shelves are all set up with all their lights, is I'm going to start every 3 days, I'm going to start a new tray of greens. So either lettuce or microgreens. Once we get the grow room entirely finished, we're just about there at this point, I'll make sure I do kind of an official tour of it and talk through everything that we've done with it. All right, my friends, that is it for us today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you can hear me over the sound of my furnace and my dryer going in the background. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.